how would you grade Triple H's creative production so far? So we're nearing a year. We've gotten a SummerSlam, we've gotten a Mania, we've gotten Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, all of that. What would you say?
I would go B plus because I would have given him an A minus, but the night after Mania is part of your WrestleMania grade. You know, you need to hit home that night after Mania because that is setting up the next 364 days or 5 days, however
Yeah,
much.
and unfortunately, he had no control over that.
And
But
no control over it. It just like if you're gonna take this route or go this way, you need to just be like, no, this is my show and whatever. But like with all the stuff coming out, I see where he's going. So my only quarrel is that he screwed up the night after Mania. Everything else has been pretty solid. You know, I'd like to see more people on television, like LA Knight. Where the hell is he? I want him in the ring. I want to see him wrestling. As much as I do love him on the mic, I want to see him wrestle.
mm-hmm.
So Bray Wyatt's his own entity. I'm not gonna grade him on Bray Wyatt. It's the him, Viking Raiders, and Top Dollar. So
Yeah, I would probably get like a B. I would just say like a solid B so far. I would say that in my eyes, Raw has been better overall than SmackDown. I think SmackDown kind of like, I know you're a SmackDown guy, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think Raws have out delivered SmackDowns, which I hate feeling that way still because that was something, that had been said however many years ago. It was like Raw is the main show. And so, or SmackDown never kept up with Raw, but I would like it to be, I like it to be more equal. And I think maybe the draft might have something to do with that, but then we also need to make sure that the draft goes over well because, as someone had pointed out in the past, drafts have basically been, there was like no reason for it because they moved so many of the people to opposite shows or whatever that it was basically they were facing the same people. So I think the draft is going to be very telling of, maybe that's going to be almost like Triple H's like Raw after Mania moment, like that will kind of give you the trajectory that he's going to be taking for the rest of the year, just depending on who he moves and what he's doing. But yeah, so I'd like to see the shows a little bit more equally booked, I guess. And yeah, I think a B is pretty solid because I've looked forward to watching wrestling a lot more than I have in years. So I want to just make sure that that excitement still happens, even if not every single episode of Raw or SmackDown delivers, because that's not going to happen. It doesn't matter what show you watch. It's not every episode is amazing.
it's not. It's
Yeah,
not.
I think that it can only get better with the more experience that he gets and maybe the more, I don't know, maybe more control that he gets if Vince kind of gets off his back or something.